And welcome back here to Cabell Midland High School in Ona, West Virginia, the site of the 2022 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships. Good afternoon, everybody. Joe Stevens along with Jason Henley. We're bringing you all the action. This morning we brought you the AAA boys and girls competition. This afternoon we'll start off with the single A girls competition, that race coming up in about 10 minutes. Let's recap, though, the first races this morning. Coach, it was a race, the girls 5K championship won by Irene Riggs in a time of 16:32 and change from Morgantown High School. She just ran away with it.
Phenomenal performance by Irene, just totally and completely dominant, and of course the fastest time on this course at Cabell Midland ever. So she has knocked off some greats, some names like Maggie Drasba and Millie Palladino, who held fast times here before, and she has just etched her name into the history books.
She led the Morgantown Mohicans to a team championship too. And coming in second place in the team competition was University. But quickly running down the top 10 of the girls, coming in 10th place was Sophie Rainier of Morgantown. Annie Lester of Morgantown was 9th. Amelia Summers of Morgantown was 8th. Adela Tager of University was 7th. Samantha Shreve of Buchanan Upshur was 6th. Lydia Falkenstein of Buchanan Upshur was 5th. Madeline Gump of Morgantown was 4th rather. Savannah Pritt, an impressive showing for a 9th grader from Cabell Midland, was 3rd. Audrey Hall, a senior from Hurricane High School, took a 2nd place, and again your winner in the girls competition with a time of 16:32.32. A course record was Irene Riggs of Morgantown. Switching over to and in fact it was her 3rd straight winning effort in the AAA competition, as she has won in 20, 21, and 22. Switching over to the boys competition, Coach Ty Stewart said he broke away from the pack about a mile into the race, and the sophomore from Hurricane High School won with an impressive time of 15:27.14.
Excellent time for the sophomore. 2nd state championship. Last year, state runner-up. Came back this year and moved up the only place that he can move to the top of the mountain as state champion for 2022.
And in the team competition, it was University winning it, followed by Hurricane. And Hurricane, excuse me. Hurricane winning did take 1, 2, 5, but then their number 4, number 5 took 22 and 26. Meanwhile, in University, they took 3, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 18. Their top 7 runners coming in the top 18, so it was an impressive team scoring event.
Very impressive.
And then in the top 10 for the boys competition, it was in 10th place, Ethan Conroy of University. In 9th place was Reddick Moore of Wheeling Park. 8th place was Jacob West of University. 7th place was Ryan Bloom of University. 6th place was Tristan Blatt of Cabell Midland. 5th place was Nick Kennedy of Hurricane. And Aiden Nealon of Woodrow Wilson came in 4th. Drew Zundel of University came in 3rd. 2nd place, Aaron Kidd of Hurricane. And 1st place, again with a winning time of 15:27.14, was Ty Stewart's of Hurricane. So looking at the predictions that Josh Weekly had on Run WV, he was pretty spot on.
Yeah, he always does an excellent job of thinking out those scenarios, and yeah, he was very much on in his predictions. Once again, congratulations to the winning Morgantown girls and the winning University High School boys.
And now we are getting set for the single A competition. Coming up at noon are the single A girls. That's going to be an iffy race. If the front runner for most of the year is in, she suffered an injury and has not run since September the 17th, and we're talking about Alicia Sorrow of Williamstown. We'll just see how much recovery she's had. our winner, Irene Riggs, was telling us that she got run over by a car on her foot about 6 weeks ago, so she was able to obviously recover. But if Alicia doesn't come through in the number one spot, she's going to be pushed by Alexa Lamb of Doddridge County. So it's going to be, I think, a really good race there.
Yeah, I think both of those teams, it's anybody's race between Williamstown and Doddridge today. Looks like that Alyssa, if she is at 100%, it would be very difficult for the Doddridge Bulldogs to knock off Williamstown. But if she is not 100%, Doddridge has an excellent chance of winning the state championship.
And Alexa Lamb of Doddridge is the defending champion in the competition. Really good thing. They just had the awards ceremony for the AAA competition, and the award ceremony back inside and with a lot of video and a lot of pomp and circumstance. We're about 4 minutes out from the race. I'm also hearing Steve Caldwell, the meet director and the official starter, getting the girls up to the line and everything. We'll get ready. It's getting a little bit warmer. It's definitely a tad warmer than it was for the AAA boys and girls.
Yeah, perfect conditions this morning for the AAA. Should still be good conditions for fast times in this noon race, although it is supposed to get a little warmer this afternoon when the AA race rolls around.
And we're going to be coming up with a start here real soon. We're about 4 minutes out, and we'll be seeing what's coming up. Again, we're at the 2022 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships. We've got the single A competition coming up right now. The defending team champions for this competition is Williamstown in the boys competition and Doddridge in the girls competition. It's going to be, I think, a shootout without a doubt.
It seems like almost every year those Williamstown and Doddridge teams are duking it out for those podium positions. Throw in Ritchie County and and St. Mary's, and you normally end up getting a pretty good battle there in the single A races. So it should be a fun one to watch today.
Josh Weekly of Run WV is predicting a Williamstown win, and it's got a lot to do with how Alyssa is running today, and Doddridge coming in second. So we'll just see how that prediction shapes up. He also is ranking Alexi Lamb as the number one.
Right. He looking at his predictions, it sounds like he's unsure as to the health or the injury level of Alyssa Sorrow. Interesting to note that Charleston Catholic is picked in the third position, or predicted in the third position. Depending on Williamstown and their injuries, there might open the door for Charleston Catholic to maybe sneak in for a podium position today.
Yeah, and watch out for Bella Boggs.
Bella Boggs is the real deal.
Charleston Catholic.
Yes, ninth grader and running really, really well this year. And so she could lead that Charleston Catholic team to an exciting finish.
Marshall, you ready? Still ready?
And we're getting ready. The scoring 10's talking to the event director.
On your mark.
Here we go. And there's the gun, and we're off, Coach.
There they are. I think I heard the number 64?
64 runners.
64 runners in the single A race today.
You know, I'm up here.
Oh, my goodness. I see a bright green right out front taking a very, very, very strong lead, looking like Irene Riggs did this morning.
And that's probably Lexi Lamb from Doddridge.
I would think so, yes. Has herself a good early gap. We'll see whether she's able to sustain that throughout the rest of this race. It's very early.
Last year, Coach, talking to Lexi after she won, that's the way she wants to run a race. Catch me if you can.
Right, yeah. I think it was Steve Prefontaine
Yeah,
who said,
if
you're going to beat me, you're going to have to earn it. And maybe she has that same mentality.
I used him this year as a teaching moment, Coach. I really did. We had a boy get passed by 3 runners coming down the last 20 meters by looking behind. And I sent him the video from the 72 Olympics No, 76 Olympics, and when he looked behind when he was in the 5,000 meters.
Yes, it was actually 72
Yes,
in Munich.
yeah.
Yes, it was. And there they come through the dip. They're 400 meters into the race, so about a quarter mile into the race. Lots left to go. We will see that bright green jersey of Miss Lamb climbing quickly out of there.
Wvssac is running second. This is going to be a barn burner, I think.
I do believe. I don't think Wvssac is letting Lexi get too far away from her this early. It might end up being to her advantage.
Can you hear a coach out there saying stay on her shoulder?
And sometimes even not on the shoulder, just in contact, I like to say, is just as long as you feel like you're in enough contact to be able to go after them when you're ready, then that's enough. And we know Alyssa has the wheels to be able to do that if she wants to.
And to be able to respond if somebody's coming up on your shoulder.
That's exactly right.
They'll be crossing across the band field here real soon.
Yeah, it looks like they're coming up to the track section of the road there, rubberized section of the road.
Again, our aerial footage being brought to you by Tudors and Geno's. Today's main sponsor, our title sponsor, is Chick-fil-A. Our live stream sponsor is your local little general store. Got about a 15, 20-meter lead right now.
I'd say.
For Lexi Lamb over Wvssac.
Yep, they've just passed the 800 mark and are starting to climb the hill. About 300 meters from the bottom of that hill to the top. Pretty sustained grade that they have to lift and go on, and so when they get to the top, you're either ready to crest and roll or you feel like you need that breather, which gives other people that opportunity to put you away.
Some on-course video there from the back of one of the lead buggies. Again, Lexi Lamb from Doddridge, the defending champion, here in the girls' single-way state competition, championship competition. Climbing the hill of Cabell Midland High School.
Looking like she's got a pretty good gap. Not seeing the second-place runner back there in view anyway yet.
Creating some separation. We've heard that a lot today.
That's right. Those first two races definitely showed that. Let's see if this one does too. Looking very strong coming up the hill. And as they crest the hill and go around the building, they'll pass by the 2-mile mark for later in the race, and that is right at the 1,200 or 3/4-mile mark.
Look at her hand. I mean, we get a quick glimpse of her and everything. She's relaxed.
Yeah, she's very smooth. Very smooth. Knees are coming up, but not overly out of control. Looks controlled and ready to go. Looks like we got a pack of 2 girls followed by a 4th.
Yeah, look, the second through 4th are about maybe 15, 20 meters. Should be hitting that mile mark here.
Anytime.
Well, we were just hitting the 5-minute spot, so.
We had our early leader today, Irene Riggs, who went through the mile in a blazing 5:28. See what, in comparison, how Lexi goes out today.
You know, sometimes you can't do a mile on the interstate in 5:28.
Especially with the construction between Hurricane and St. Albans.
Got to meet Baby Dog yesterday, but that's another story for another time.
Oh, Baby Dog.
Oh, Baby Dog. Okay, it's running relaxed.
Very smooth.
Running with a purpose. Running very smooth.
Wvssac is still right there. She is not out. It's not out of the realm of possibility that she could be challenging for that championship spot. Here they're coming through the mile now.
That.
I've got Doddridge, number 2, in the lead at a mile time of 5:53, followed by number 1 with a time of 6 flat.
7 seconds separating the number 1 and number 2, that being number 2, Sorrow. Bib number 1. First place is Lexi Lamb, about a 7-second lead.
That's exactly right. Will be interesting to see what happens over this next mile. A lot of separation in those early races happened in this next mile because from just the strength of the lead runners being able to separate. So we'll see whether she is able to get any more of an advantage over Sorrow in the next mile.
At the mile mark, we got Bella Boggs running third from Charleston Catholic, followed by another Doddridge runner, and that's Katie Cottrell, and she is running in fourth.
Katie Cottrell giving Doddridge 2 in the top 5? Top 5.
Top 4.
Top 4.
Just following what we have out on the course right there.
Early predictions was a flip-flop between Miss Boggs and Miss Cottrell. Bella picked to finish fourth today. Katie picked to finish third, but a lot of race still left to go.
So
Completing,
still, yeah. I mean, it's really not changing much. It looks like Sorrow's picked up a little bit of space there.
No, I think you're right. I think that gap seems to be closing down just a little bit. They're coming out of the horseshoe now.
And
about to climb the hill up to the house, and
she's making a move.
It's always good to get that gap before you start the big long downhills, or to be able to close those gaps before the big long downhills. They're going to climb up to the house at the top of the hill, and then they've got a pretty significant, about a 200, 300 meter downhill on a gravel path that they can run.
So that 7-second gap, I would say, has dwindled down to 3, 2,
well,
3.
Probably not more than that.
Course is in awesome condition.
Yeah,
goodness gracious.
We've only had just a touch of rain in the last 2 or 3 weeks, which makes for very hard ground and fast times.
Okay, Coach, if Sorrow comes up on her shoulder, it's going to be the key's going to be how Lamb responds.
Yep. Is she able to mentally regroup and maybe even give Sorrow a little bit and let her take the lead and do some work for a little while? She's up there in the lead by herself, having to cut through air and do it all by herself. Sorrow could help with that, or could Sorrow just go past her? Starting to get more of the pack coming up to the top of the hill at the house now. Our top 10 finishers are starting to
separate
and get in position from the rest of the field.
Getting a bird's eye view from the on-course streaming, courtesy of your local Little General store, Chick-fil-A, and Tudors and Geno's. You got your lead buggies there that you can see. Use them as a reference point with the runners not that.
Oh, no. Look at that.
We,
that gap has closed.
I mean, there isn't a gap now.
No. Sorrow has basically come right up. She's going to be on her shoulder within the next 10, 15, 20 meters if she keeps the momentum.
This ninth grader is showing a lot of grit. 10th grader.
10th grader, yeah.
10th grader. Last time I interviewed her was at the state track meet, and she was a ninth grader. She got her.
And she has gone right on by her. She just was able to go take that momentum and keep climbing that little hill that they're going up right now. She now has a 10 or 15 meter gap on Lexi Lamb in second.
So it was right before the 2 mile mark that she made her move.
Right. We are just now coming up under the arch to the 2 mile mark, just past the building here. The lead vehicles are actually going to go past the 2 mile mark, and then they'll come back through it.
And she is opening up a considerable amount of distance.
Excellent race for her. She obviously has been able to put her injury to rest and been able to come out here at 100% today. Looks like a champion. Mile to go.
Should be getting some times here at the 2 mile mark. It will be interesting to talk to the winner, either Lexi Lamb or Alyssa Sorrow, just on the strategy.
Yes, yeah. Sorrow almost seeming like she decided to stay back a little bit and not buy into the early fast pace of Lamb. Might have been to her advantage, and maybe Lamb went out a little over her head.
Run her down in the horseshoe. Run her down in the horseshoe. Roll her ankle. Looks like Dodgers, number 2 girl.
We've got some reports coming in from on the course there. Alyssa Sorrow. We've got a preliminary report that bib number 2 is down with a turned ankle, and there she goes down. There she just went down.
I saw.
And that's Lexi Lamb.
If that was bib number 2, then that's definitely Lexi Lamb.
So it was right at the horseshoe. Here come the other runners. And so right now our reports is that Lexi Lamb turned an ankle right around the horseshoe. That's Bella Boggs in second place now.
That would be second.
And Katie Cottrell in third. We've got course monitors out there attending to Lexi Lamb. I feel so sorry. I mean,
it's just always so hard, and we want to be careful. These are only preliminary reports, but that would be a big turn in events for team scores if Doddridge has lost their number 1 girl.
so we've got the runners coming through now. So Alyssa Sorrow is now your leader in the girls' single A competition. Early reports, preliminary reports have the top runner and one of the favorites in the race, Lexi Lamb for Doddridge County, suffering a possible twisted ankle around the 1.5 mile or so mark. And the last run through that we saw was Bella Boggs was in third from Charleston Catholic, and Katie Cottrell from Doddridge was in second rather, and Katie Cottrell is now in third. See all the coaches making a move now.
Should be getting close to our leaders, getting ready to make it off the hill. In fact, they had our Alyssa Sorrow is off of the hill and coming back across the band field with about 1,200 meters to go.
We should be seeing her here, our view from the press box.
And she is off by herself. There is no one else, no other runner in sight right now.
And this is her first race.
Going to be coming by the soccer fields with about 1,000 meters to go here in just a second.
This is her first race. It's September 17th.
September 17th. And some of those performances before September 17th were very dominant. We talked earlier about Irene Riggs running faster than 17 minutes, but Alyssa Sorrow actually was the first one in the state this year to run under 17 minutes. She has a 16:52, I think, to her credit, something like that.
Alyssa Sorrow now with, what, about 1,000 meters to go. She's making the turn at the soccer field.
Clear view in front of her and behind her. No one else in view coming across the soccer fields yet. She's going to be approaching the 800 meters to go mark here in just a minute. Half mile left to go, and she'll be crossing the be heading toward the finish line here at Cabell Midland High School. Starting to have our other finishers come through the soccer field area. 1,000 meters to go, yeah. Good sizable gap for Sorrow at this point.
Yes.
We see runner-up with a good gap to the third-place runner. They are very spread out at this point. Looks like fourth and fifth are in contact with each other, and it could make some flip-flops, but besides that, it looks like it's pretty spread out, at least through the top 6 or 7 runners.
We're going to be seeing Wvssac here entering the Cabell Midland track for the last 300 meters or so, finishing up her victory lap as it could be. Wvssac, a 10th grader from Williamstown. She was a 4-time winner in the recent West Virginia State track meet held back in June at Laidley Field.
Very impressive performances as a freshman.
Lots of runners coming down now past the soccer field.
Lots of coaches yelling their encouragement.
Again, each meet is the day that the coaches get a workout. And here comes our lead buggy, followed closely by our video team, and we will have, I would say, Wvssac coming in here momentarily.
We should hear the fans here at Cabell Midland High School welcoming Wvssac to the track for the final 250-meter sprint to the finish. Always a fun way to finish a cross-country meet in front of the spectators, and here she comes. Looking strong.
Wvssac on the backstretch here at Cabell Midland High School's track, finishing up her effort. She's going to win the 2022 West Virginia State Cross Country Championship, Single A Girls Division. She's got about 200 meters to go now.
Second place runner is going to be stepping on the track before Alyssa crosses the line.
And here comes Wvssac from Williamstown, a 10th grader. Coming down the home stretch now. Crowd letting her know it. Looks like Katie Cottrell is going to be second place, but here she comes. It is your winner, number 1, Wvssac.
1901 unofficially, and I think that's a little bit of an upset in that second position. That is not a green of Doddridge or a green of Charleston Catholic.
No, it's not.
Could be Ritchie County or St. Mary's. Who's coming?
Bella Boggs is in third place. No, Bella's in fourth.
Very big surprise in the second spot.
Big surprise in the second spot.
We'll have you a finish.
And this is Katie Cottrell from Doddridge coming in third. Bella Boggs from Charleston Catholic will be finishing fourth. Bella Boggs coming down the last 20 meters or so, crossing the finish line fourth, representing Charleston Catholic. But your winner in the 2022 West Virginia State Cross Country Championship Girls Division, Wvssac with an unofficial time of 19:01. We'll get an official time of that as we get through the race. Other racers coming in, finishing strong. Got 64 runners in the AA girls competition here at Cabell Midland. And with Lexi Lamb of Doddridge having some problems with a twisted ankle out there, this could turn the team competition around a little bit. Runners coming in, finishing up. This might help out. Williamstown was predicted to take the team championship, and I've seen quite a number of the Williamstown runners make it in for their finish. Rest of the girls coming in now here for the state championships, finishing up the girls single A competition. 64 runners out there on the course. Started the race today at noon when the gun was set off by the official starter, Steve Caldwell. Everybody working hard at the finish chute, making sure all the girls are in order and are okay after their 3.1 miles excursion throughout the Cabell Midland High School campus here in Ona, West Virginia. As the girls finish up here in the AA race, Coach Henley has gone down to retrieve our winner, Alyssa Sorrow, a 10th grader from Williamstown, coming in an unofficial time of 19:01. An impressive victory for the sophomore. More runners coming in, and we'll stick with them until we finish up all the girls coming in for the Class Single A. If you're just tuning in, just a recap from early in the morning real quick. Irene Riggs of Morgantown, she defended her championship, and for the third straight time is the AAA girls champion. And in the boys division, sophomore Ty Stewarts of Hurricane won the boys AAA competition. Ty is the first runner from Hurricane High School to win the boys cross-country championship. So congratulations out to Irene Riggs of Morgantown and Ty Stewarts of Hurricane. Some more finishers coming in here as we wrap up the girls single A competition. And I'm seeing the sweep buggy coming in, so we've got our final runners coming in. And Coach Henley is down retrieving our winner, Alicia Sorrow, to bring her up and so we can chat with her. And it was about the mile and 3/4 mark where she made her move to pass the leader at the time, that being Alexi Lamb from Doddridge County, and then Alexi turned an ankle, and it was Alyssa all by herself for quite some time there, all the way to the finish then. Our final runners coming in for the girls single A competition. And as they come in, we are going to step away for a couple minutes and be back. And hopefully when we're back, we'll have an interview with the winner, Alyssa Sorrow of Williamstown. But we'll be back with we're at the state cross-country championships at Cabell Midland High School in Ona, West Virginia. We'll be back after this.
General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken, literally the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Wouldn't it be nice to start your day with a homemade breakfast? Well, at Tudor's Biscuit World, for a limited time, Tudor's new Canadian Bacon Flapjack is only $2.99. Morning always tastes better at Tudor's. Looks great, tastes better. Tudor's Biscuit World.
Fresh dough. That's it. That's the key ingredient to every Gino's Pizza, Pubwich, and Calzone. In fact, at Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti House, we make our dough daily. We put in the work so you can enjoy. Fresh dough. It's what we're made of.
Field turf was built on innovation, dating back to our invention of long-piled infield turf, which revolutionized the industry. Today, we offer a series of game-changing fibers, high-performance infills, sport-specific applications, and smart field technology. Field turf. Let's change the game together.
Farmers and Mechanics Insurance knows West Virginia, and we understand how much all of our high school teams and athletes mean to the communities that we have served for more than 100 years. That's why we're proud of our partnership with the West Virginia SSAC. Their commitment to teach and promote sportsmanship and citizenship is the key to future success. Protecting what matters most to you. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, a proud partner of the West Virginia SSAC.
Ready?
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate Milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
And welcome back to the 2022 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships. We're here at Cabell Midland High School in Ona, West Virginia. And the girls' single-way competition just wrapped up. And joining us here now is Alyssa Sorrow of Williamstown. Young lady, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You ran a very, looked like you were out there just getting it together.
Right. Yep. I'm just really thankful for all the competition here. Lexi, she was right there with me the whole time, and I'm really just thankful for her. The girls on my team, we've worked so hard this year to get to the point where we are right now, and it's looking like we won, so that was our goal.
Coach?
Awesome job today out there. You ran a very measured race. You let Lexi go ahead and get a gap on you early. Was that by design?
Yeah, I wanted to go a little bit slower the first mile to have some energy towards the last mile, and my plan went pretty well, so I'm just happy with how everything went.
Yeah, that second mile was very strong for you, and watching you cut down that lead and cut that lead and then just go by, it was very impressive.
Thank you.
So when you – did you think she was going to respond when you passed her? And if so, what was your plan?
I'm knowing how good of a runner she is. I was, kind of expecting her to stay with me, but my plan went pretty well, and I ended up passing her. So, yeah.
Did you know of her difficulty with the twisted ankle when it occurred, or were you just looking ahead?
I heard about it a little bit. I heard that she had to take like a week or two off.
Well, no, in the race today.
Oh, yeah. I saw her down on the ground. I was like, oh no, but I knew she had some ankle problems earlier in the season. So.
Speaking of some injuries, you haven't run since September 17th.
Right. Yeah, I've just been trying to do some cross training. Not exactly at the fitness level I'm wanting to be at, but the girls and I have worked so hard this season to get to the point where we are right now. So I'm really thankful for that.
Now, pointing towards the state championship today and everything as a team, and and with your injury that you were having to nurse, just what were you thinking as you prepared for today?
Just to give it my all and just race smart, and yeah.
Well, you definitely did that. I know Coach Taylor has to be proud of you down there.
Yeah, he's super proud of all of us. I'm just really thankful to have him as a coach.
Yeah, you're always talking about your team, and when we chatted at the state track championships, you were always talking about your team. It's something special with the running community, isn't it? Yes, you're running against the clock and everything, but it's about a team and sisterhood, brotherhood, etc.
Yeah, right. We've just gotten so much better, like running and just like mentally together, just working together as a team. So it's just been really easy with them.
Well, congratulations, the 2022
Thank
State
you.
Cross Country Single A Girls Champion. How's it feel?
Awesome.
I bet it does.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Alyssa Sorrow of Williamstown, your 2022 champion, joining us here in the press box. And we're going to take a break right now, and we'll come back in a little bit. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back.
Has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken, literally the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Wouldn't it be nice to start your day with a homemade breakfast? Well, at Tudor's Biscuit World, for a limited time, Tudor's new Canadian Bacon Flapjack is only $2.99. Morning always tastes better at Tudor's. Looks great, tastes better. Tudor's Biscuit World.
Fresh dough. That's it. That's the key ingredient to every Gino's Pizza, Pubwich, and Calzone. In fact, at Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti House, we make our dough daily. We put in the work so you can enjoy. Fresh dough. It's what we're made of.
Field turf was built on innovation, dating back to our invention of long-piled infilled turf, which revolutionized the industry. Today, we offer a series of game-changing fibers, high-performance infills, sport-specific applications, and smart field technology. Field turf. Let's change the game together.
Farmers and Mechanics Insurance knows West Virginia, and we understand how much all of our high school teams and athletes mean to the communities that we have served for more than 100 years. That's why we're proud of our partnership with the West Virginia SSAC. Their commitment to teach and promote sportsmanship and citizenship is the key to future success. Protecting what matters most to you. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, a proud partner of the West Virginia SSAC.
Ready?
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
And welcome back to the 2022 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships here at Cabell Midland High School in Ona, West Virginia. Joe Stevens along with Jason Henley. Jason, the race, you got to feel a little sorry for Lexi Lamb, who it's the reports we have twisted an ankle out there. But Alyssa Sorrow had a plan coming into the race, the 10th grader from Williamstown. And I believe you caught her time unofficially at about 19:01. And hats off to the young lady. She hadn't run since September 17th, nursing an injury, and she told us she just came out with a plan and performed like she wanted to.
Yeah, she said she wanted to go ahead and let the leader go ahead and get away from her a little bit, but within a manageable distance. And she wanted to make her move into the second mile, which she executed beautifully, passing Lexi Lamb in first at just about the 1.5 mile mark, a little past the 1.5 mile mark. And when she passed hard. She went straight to the lead and gapped pretty quickly from there. Excellent race for her after a early season fast times to come back from an injury and still be able to claim a state championship.
And she's on a state championship run right now because she claimed 4 crowns in the state track meet, winning the 800, the mile and 2 mile, the 1600 and the 3200, and then also anchoring the 4x8 14. We've got unofficially in 4th place, we have Virginia Haddix from St. Mary's coming in second place. Second place, rather. Virginia Haddix of St. Mary's. A little bit of a surprise there, but when you're wearing bib number 5, anything can happen.
That's exactly right, and that's why they run the race.
There you go. Coming in 3rd place was Katie Cottrell from Doddridge County, and in 4th place from Charleston Catholic was Bella Boggs. So it was a fun race to watch. I really like the movement and how they responded to different moves and everything. But the pack further on just couldn't keep up with the numbers because that's what they were from the 5th spot on back. They were moving all the way around the track.
Yeah, moving and separated. But those Williamstown girls, coached by Coach Mike Taylor, always come to business, whether it's in track season like you were talking about or whether it's in cross country. You know that they're going to come to perform, and it looks like they have walked out of here with a unofficial state championship.
And last year it was the boys from Williamstown capturing the championship and the girls team from Doddridge winning it. But it looks like Williamstown has recaptured that championship that they had won at least 4 straight years in 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2020. So they have recaptured that state crown that they had missed out on last year to what's coming down to be a really good rivalry between Williamstown and Doddridge in that single-A competition.
Yeah, led all those years by Ella Hedson. Of course, they had lost her as their leader over the last year or so, but looks like they've got a new team leader in young sophomore Melissa Sorrow, who will be setting the pace for the next couple of years.
Now, let's turn our focus again. Congratulations to Alyssa Sorrow. Let's turn our focus to the boys competition. The start of the boys race is coming up in about 7 minutes. And we've got 64 runners in the boys competition that are at the line right now. And the defending champion and wearing the first bib is Aiden Scott from Wheeling Central Catholic High School. So we'll see how that goes out. Aiden Scott, also a very good track runner. He had a very good track season for Wheeling.
That's right. Followed very closely behind this season in performance by a trio of Williamstown runners, Chase Tremblay, Zachary Cannon, and Julian Johnson, who all run very close together, especially Cannon and Johnson, and all have recorded times under 17 minutes this year. So it should be an interesting battle in that race.
Now, looking back at last year in the single-A boys, Aiden Scott, like I said, is the defending champion, and the boys team race there last year was Williamstown. So we will see. Coach, you've seen both when they combined A and double A, single A and double A together in one race and then kind of split off the championships as the runners came through. Now all of them since 2020 in the COVID year, they have given each classification their own race. I personally think that's the way it needs to be.
I'm enjoying this format. I can remember a time when all 3 classes were combined into one race in the early 90s. We actually had all the classes combined. So to move that to a single A, double A model a few years ago, and now giving all these kids the opportunity, it lets them see their competition, especially in this single A race where they were combined with the double A before. Lets them see their competition, not be separated by people they're not actually competing against, and it's a little easier as a coach and as an athlete to focus in on your team strategy without the distraction of another class in there.
And you're not wondering if that person in front of you or that person who might be coming up on your shoulder is in your class or in another class that you don't really need to worry about, and you can focus on your race.
You're exactly right. In this single A boys race, Williamstown is the dominantly predicted team to win by over 30 points over a Buffalo squad that is a bit of an upstart squad. They are coached by one of their own former runners, Dominic Rich, and the Rich brothers who were so who performed so well there at Buffalo for so many years. Coach Rich has his squad ready to go. They're hoping to get their spot on the podium with a top 2 finish.
That would be a lot of fun to watch. The having him as a coach, you can only learn from. My goodness, as well as he has done.
That's exactly right, yeah. And it's always nice to see that young enthusiasm and return back to their alma mater to be able to lead their team that they had success with. There's a lot more buy-in there. It's easy to get buy-in from the kids there. I think he's done an excellent job with the Buffalo Bisons this year.
So I'm hearing some conversation between the meet director, Steve Caldwell, and the official scorekeeper was Marshall Cavender, and they're just and we're just trying to see what is taking place as we get ready for the boys single A competition. 64 runners going to be taking the gun here momentarily. See the brain thrust down on the football field. Bernie Dolan and Greg Reed of Wvssac. Obviously, they have to be pleased with how things are going so far today here at Cabell Midland.
Always a well-run machine here at Cabell Midland for the state championships, and I think that's why the SSAC has left it here for so long. It's been just such a great experience for the kids, from the course to the award ceremony afterwards. It's top-notch.
Well, I've got some results here from the girls real quick. Official results coming in 5th place was Katie Cottrell, actually, from Doddridge County. 4th place was Bella Boggs of Charleston Catholic, and Lexi Lamb rallied to take 3rd place.
Oh, okay. So she was able to get back up and get in there.
Yep. And coming in 2nd place, Virginia Haddix of St. Mary's. And in 1st place with a official time of 19:01:65 from Williamstown High School was Alyssa Sorrow. So Lexi showing some grit.
Yes, exactly.
And in the team, Doddridge 2nd place, 58 points, and winning with an impressive time of 31 points with a 1, 6, 7, 8, 9th for the top 5. They had 5 in the top 10. So congratulations to the team of Williamstown. And now Steve Caldwell is giving his final instructions with the start of the boys single A competition. So the gun will be sounding here momentarily.
Clearing the course now, spectators. Big lineup in the boxes.
And there's the gun, Coach.
Ready to go on another race. Been a beautiful day for cross country.
And here we go.
Strong pack, no clear separation early.
And the runners are out there, and they're making that first turn around the ball field there. Like you said, Coach, no real separation. Aiden Scott from Wheeling Central Catholic High School is
he's got
your
a little
defending champion.
And got a little bit of a lead up ahead. Not commanding yet, but definitely a little bit of a lead. And then the pack is just tight right now, everybody together. Come around the softball field, and then they're going to go through the dip, which throws just a little hill at them before they have another flat section and climb the big hill up to the top of the course. Looks like Scott with just a second or two advantage right now, and we're probably bunched 20 or 25 deep at this point for the rest of the field. It actually looks like that might be Aiden Scott in second right now. Or
in first.
Just moving into first place, yes, with that double C on his chest. Going to be lots of burgundy up front today between Wheeling Central and the Williamstown teams.
Williamstown has 5 of the top 10 bib numbers, so that can tell you something. Actually, 4 of the top 10 bib numbers.
Yeah, and their pack of 3 guys, Chase Tremblay, Zach Cannon, and Julian Johnson, are all right there in the thick of it right now, and like to run very close to each other throughout these races.
Aiden Scott was another runner in the state track championship that did very well for Wheeling Central Catholic.
About to start climbing the hill.
This is the boys single A championship race here at Cabell Midland High School in Ona, West Virginia. Joe Stevens along with Jason Henley. You miss coaching?
You know what? I'm enjoying not, but this opportunity to get here and to be out as soon as I step on a cross country course, I feel it again, and it's a lot of fun to be here today broadcasting with you and watching these kids give all of themselves to the opportunity to run their best in the day that it's supposed to happen. One of those forever moments that we coaches talk about that the kids don't get very often, and we want them to remember forever.
You can tell the young runners who have run this course before, they know where they can, I don't want to say, straighten the course out a little bit.
No, exactly right. And this course is open for several opportunities throughout the season for everyone to get on it. They host an early season invitational that's
the biggest meet of the year.
Biggest meet of the year, one of the earliest meets of the year, and it's under the lights here at Cabell Midland. It's at night, and so lots of teams come down just to see the course for that one. Of course, in AAA, the MSAC championships were hosted here just a couple weeks ago. So this course is open for kids to get on here, and they know the courses. The ones that have a lot of experience here, you can tell that they have a plan going into it and are trying to execute that plan.
Unless the weather is just not cooperating whatsoever, I've never heard of Chris Parsons, coach of Cabell Midland, saying no. You can't run the course.
No, I know of many occasions where when I was a young coach at St. Albans High School, he would invite my runners up here for a workout or for a run, just on a weekday. Bring your guys up, let them get on the course so they know it.
Seeing some Charleston Catholic boys there running through the course.
Heading back through the horseshoe to the mile mark. They should be coming up to that mile mark any time now.
Again, the last time we saw a shot of the leader, there he is right there. It's Aiden Scott of Wheeling Central. 5:19 is Aiden's time, crossing the 1 mile mark.
Good opening time. 5:20 pace is 16:40 for the course. We'll see whether he can hold on.
The next pack is about at 5:33.
So he has opened up about a 13-second lead.
Chase Tremblay's in second place at the 1 mile mark.
Predicted second overall. Sounds like right now those predictions are following suit, but as we get into the second mile, things can happen, and so we'll see what develops over the next mile.
Aiden Scott out in the front will be trying to match the performance of Alyssa Sorrow of Williamstown, who won the girls' single-way competition about 30 minutes ago. Won that finish. Aiden Scott, the defending champion here in the state cross-country championship at Cabell Midland High School. Our presenting sponsor today is Chick-fil-A. Our live stream sponsor is your local Little General Store. And our sponsor of the course on stream is Tutors and Geno's. Getting a bird's eye view from our course drone.
Absolutely phenomenal day for cross country. Absolutely phenomenal. Great weather. Course is in incredible condition. And these boys are taking advantage of it on this day.
Coming up after this race will be the girls and boys double-A competition. The gun will be sounding for the double-A girls competition at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Right now we're in the boys single-A, and we're looking at our leader, Aiden Scott, the defending champion from Wheeling Central.
You know, Joe, talking about weather and course conditions, in years past when it's been a muddy or cold day, the course definitely deteriorates as the day goes along. And so if you were picked for those later races of the day, sometimes your course conditions and your races cannot turn out exactly as you would want them to. But this course has been in phenomenal shape today. And I think that we will have fast times across the board, not just this morning, but all the way through the day.
You know, we're talking about the coaches and all the work they put in here at Cabell Midland, but Chris Parsons is blessed with a parents community that does an excellent job getting out there and doing coursework, and they're at the finish line right now. And anytime you can have that type of booster parent support, it just makes your program that much stronger.
Yeah, I think Coach Parsons would tell you that he couldn't do any of this without the support that he has, the volunteers that he has. He's been here and been in this position for many, many years and has built a community around Cabell Midland running. And I think they all just take pride in the fact that they put on one of the showcase events for high school athletics anywhere.
I was just recently finishing up a book on the history of sports in West Virginia, and there were 2 pages in that book on Chris Parsons and his program, his running program, not only cross country but track and field here at Cabell Midland High School, and a well-deserved recognition.
I believe it. He is a legend.
At the regionals, I was calling him Obi-Wan and Eric young Luke, and his young runners were like, who are they?
Yeah, they might be more of the sequel generation as opposed to the prequels.
Runners up on the course.
Heading back into the horseshoe one last time before coming through the 2 mile mark.
As far as we can tell, the leader remains Aiden Scott of Wheeling Central. Last report we got was Chase Tremblay of Williamstown, the defending team champion of this race is Williamstown. They took the boys competition last year.
Yes, Williamstown has won last year, and if we look down through the record book over the last 4 or 5 years, either their boys or their girls teams have been the champion. Over the last, since 2017, there's been a Williamstown team represented on the podium.
That running program that they have up there in Wood County is just phenomenal.
Yeah, Coach Mike Taylor does an incredible job.
10:51 Aiden's time.
10:51. So slowed down a little in that second mile, which is to be expected with a couple of hills to climb. We'll see how he finishes this up and if he's able to go under 17 today.
Chase Tremblay from Williamstown, second at the 2 mile mark, 11:07. 7 and 9. Bibs number Donovan Tempoya, Tenelo of Paw Paw High School, and Carter Sias of Doddridge, coming in third and fourth, crossing the 2 mile mark.
Now, those Doddridge Bulldogs were picked to finish in the third spot behind Buffalo, but if they get a run of some people, they could move up a spot and get onto that podium, making it 2 Doddridge teams, boys and girls, who ended up on the podium in the top 2 finishes.
Again, a big thank you going out to Josh Weekly of Run WV for making us sound like we know what we're talking about.
He makes all of us better in this community for sure. Coming past the pond and down the gravel path, our leader will be on the band field soon with about 1,200 meters to go. And then the drive to the finish in view here from the press box.
It's the final mile of the boys single way state cross country championship. Looks like Aiden Scott of Wheeling Central has opened up his lead.
A commanding lead. Yeah, there's no one in sight. That field there, that band field there, is about 100 meters long, a little bit more than that, and there is nobody even close.
How many high schools in West Virginia have a band field? and hats off to Cabell Midland and their administration to be able to provide such an opportunity for band members to be able to practice on something like that.
That's exactly right.
I wonder if they time their training so that they can run through the CM formation just at the right time. No.
I have been here when we've been coaching kids around the band kids while they've been practicing up here.
Seen it also, Coach.
Here comes Mr. Scott, just passing the 1,000-meter mark, heading toward the 800-meter mark, which will give him a half mile to go to get to the track here at Cabell Midland and claim his second straight state championship.
And from where he grabbed the lead to now, he has extended it considerably.
Yes, he has. Probably close to 200 meters at this point, 150, 200 meters, and now we're starting to see a few more boys come across the soccer field over there in third and fourth positions, all spread out, all gapped. Nobody really challenging each other for a position right now. Everybody just trying to get themselves here to this finish line and be able to say, phew, that one's over.
And now we get ready for indoor.
That's right. That's right.
On a side note, real quick, this complex that they're talking about building in Charleston, there's a move underfoot because the original diagram of it has a walking track, but there's a lot of move underfoot right now to try to get an indoor running track in there because it would open up a lot of possibilities for the running community and also for hosting events.
Yes, I've heard. I've had the opportunity to speak with a couple of officials on that, and I won't mention names, but there is definitely interest in building that facility and creating an indoor track. In West Virginia, we really only have 2 significant indoor tracks, one at Marshall and one at WVU, and to not have one in the Canal Valley would be wonderfully remedied if they would come through with that.
Not only for the college scene, but for the young middle school and high schoolers wanting to train during the winter in a indoor facility. And here we go. The lead vehicles coming in right now, turning into the track. We should be seeing Aiden Scott from Wheeling Central coming in here. Yeah, and here he comes. Entering the Cabell Midland track now, your leader.
All by himself.
His gait right now hasn't changed in the least other than the adrenaline of picking it up.
No, and he's actually run a very, very good last mile. It's looking like he's going to come through well under 1640 pace, which his first mile was 5:20, which is 1640 pace.
He is going to break 16:30.
He is.
Aiden Scott of Wheeling Central, your 2022 State Cross Country Single A Boys Champion.
Two-time winner.
And coming in under 16:30. Back-to-back wins. Now we've got some the other runners coming in. Looks like Chase Tremblay from Williamstown.
Is that your Paw finisher?
Yes, that is. Dominic Tanavo of Paw. A Doddridge runner coming in. Maybe Carter Sayas coming in. The runners coming in. Another Williamstown runner finishing up. A Buffalo runner coming in, looking like Patrick Riley coming in, crossing the finish line. We've got all our runners. Williamstown having a strong showing with a number of runners in the top 10. Again, in an unofficial time of definitely breaking 16:30, our winner of the boys single A competition, Aiden Scott of Wheeling Central Catholic High School. Aiden defended his championship from last year, and now he's got 2 cross-country state championships under his belt, and he is a junior at Wheeling Central. Coming in second place was Chase Tremblay of Williamstown, and a surprise third is Donovan Tanava of Paw High School. Donovan, a 10th grader, with an impressive third place finish. So there's your top 3, unofficially, of course, here in the boys single A competition. Joe Stevens along with Jason Henley bringing you all the action from Cabell Midland High School in Ona, West Virginia, the site of the West Virginia 2022 State Cross Country Championships. Coach Henley has gone down to the finish line to gather in Aiden Scott to bring him up to the press box so we can chat with him, and we'll be getting ready for that interview in a little bit. But for right now, we're watching the final racers coming down the stretch here at Cabell Midland High School. The schedule has it that the girls' double-A competition will be getting underway at 3 o'clock, and the final race of the afternoon will be the boys' double-A. That will be starting at 3:45. All the fans in the stands are on their feet right now, cheering their favorite runners. You know, in cross-country and track competition, a lot of times it doesn't matter what color jersey you have. You've worked hard, and that is what counts, and they're cheering everybody on, no matter what color jersey they have. Some more runners coming in. We had 64 runners in the boys single A competition. And if you're just tuning in, just like to remind everybody that Alyssa Sorrow of Williamstown won the girls single A competition earlier this afternoon. This morning in the triple A competition, it was Irene Riggs of Morgantown winning her 3rd straight state championship. And Ty Stewart's a sophomore at Hurricane High School, capturing the AAA competition for boys. He is becoming the first Hurricane boys runner to win a state championship. A lot of fun competition going on. And when we return in just a minute or so, we will hopefully have our winner from the boys single-A competition, Aiden Scott from Wheeling Central, and we'll be back right after this.
General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken. Literally, the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Wouldn't it be nice to start your day with a homemade breakfast? Well, at Tudor's Biscuit World, for a limited time, Tudor's new Canadian Bacon Flapjack is only $2.99. Morning always tastes better at Tudor's. Looks great, tastes better. Tudor's Biscuit World.
Fresh dough. That's it. That's the key ingredient to every Gino's Pizza, Pubwich, and Calzone. In fact, at Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti House, we make our dough daily. We put in the work so you can enjoy. Fresh dough. It's what we're made of.
Field turf was built on innovation, dating back to our invention of long-piled infilled turf, which revolutionized the industry. Today, we offer a series of game-changing fibers, high-performance infills, sport-specific applications, and smart field technology. Field turf. Let's change the game together.
Farmers and Mechanics Insurance knows West Virginia, and we understand how much all of our high school teams and athletes mean to the communities that we have served for more than 100 years. That's why we're proud of our partnership with the West Virginia SSAC. Their commitment to teach and promote sportsmanship and citizenship is the key to future success. Protecting what matters most to you. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, a proud partner of the West Virginia SSAC.
Ready?
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate Milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
And welcome back to the 2022 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships. We just completed the single-A boys competition, and joining us now here in the press box is Aiden Scott of Wheeling Central. Aiden, congratulations, great race, back-to-back wins for you here in the cross country competition. Tell us about the race today.
Today's race, everyone out here did a very great job, but what I tried to do was first mile, just kind of stay in there, keep a pace, and then around the second and third, I know how to try to make a gap, and that's what I did.
Now, when did you feel like, okay, it's time to make a move? It was about the mile mark?
Yeah, it was about the mile mark. Once I hit that, I knew I had to go then. So, I just told myself, 2 more miles, you got this. Just try to make that gap, stay in there, hold this pace. And I was also trying to go for my PR as well. So I think that also helped me trying to push myself here.
What was your PR?
My PR is a 15:59.
All right, so 16:18 today, something like that. Excellent job. You went through the mile mark at like 5:20, which is about 16:40 pace. So what was your strategy in kind of squeezing that pace down through those last two miles?
Yeah, I did see that when I came across the first mile. I knew I was a little bit slower, so I told myself how to pick it up. So that just meant like every now and then doing a stride, doing surges up the hills, letting the downhills take me. All that stuff.
Good stuff.
Now, we were talking about it before we started chatting about the difference between last year with a wet course and a muddy course, and this year being just, dry and ready to go. Either way, you were ready for either one. How much more fun was it for today than last year?
I like racing in general. I believe last year I definitely had a lot more fun, mainly because it was more like wet and wild, it was kind of slippery. But I do enjoy the heat as well and, not trying to slip every now and then. So, yeah, I mean, the course really depends,
Now, you talked about the heat. When the AAA went out this morning, it was just over 40 degrees. Now we got a higher sun as you're Did you have to change your mindset any? Because I know when you did your warm-ups this morning, it was probably a little bit chillier than when you raced.
Yeah. No, whether it be super hot, really cold, through harsh weathers, I always seem to do really well for some odd reason. But I also really like the heat or the cold. I don't know. I just really enjoy racing.
You just like to run.
I do.
How do you like coaching somebody like that? Just let me run.
It's always the best, when you have a kid who likes to race as opposed to just likes to train. It makes it almost so much more rewarding. What was your training like coming in this season?
So some days I would go for my long runs and, just starting to build up my base. And then once I got that down, I did progression runs. So I would do 6:30 pace, 6-minute pace, 5:40 pace, and just keep dropping it down each mile. I also did speed work, which was like 1,000 meters, and I would have to get it in a certain time. So a lot of time trials and distance.
Great.
So
Great.
Got a program, doesn't he?
He's got a program. It sounds like he was prepared for today.
Young man, congratulations. Aiden Scott.
Thank you.
The 2022 Single A Boys State Cross Country Champion 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
Now for the indoor.
Yeah.
There you go. 2022 State Single A Boys Champion Aiden Scott from Wheeling Central. And we'll have more from the state championships right after this.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Hey, it's your girl Mayani. A little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Cobb salad is the chicken, literally the nuggets, they smack. When you put those nuggets in the salad, it just brings the salad to life. I'll give it a 10 out of 10.
Wouldn't it be nice to start your day with a homemade breakfast? Well, at Tudor's Biscuit World, for a limited time, Tudor's new Canadian Bacon Flapjack is only $2.99. Morning always tastes better at Tudor's. Looks great, tastes better. Tudor's Biscuit World.
Fresh dough. That's it. That's the key ingredient to every Geno's Pizza, Pubwich, and Calzone. In fact, at Geno's Pizza and Spaghetti House, we make our dough daily. We put in the work so you can enjoy. Fresh dough. It's what we're made of.
Field turf was built on innovation, dating back to our invention of long-piled infield turf, which revolutionized the industry. Today, we offer a series of game-changing fibers, high-performance infills, sport-specific applications, and smart field technology. Field turf. Let's change the game together.
Farmers and Mechanics Insurance knows West Virginia, and we understand how much all of our high school teams and athletes mean to the communities that we have served for more than 100 years. That's why we're proud of our partnership with the West Virginia SSAC. Their commitment to teach and promote sportsmanship and citizenship is the key to future success. Protecting what matters most to you. Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, a proud partner of the West Virginia SSAC.
Ready?
It doesn't matter if you're playing hard or working hard. Your workout only works out if you recover right.
Recover.
Chocolate milk helps you recover for what comes next. It's delicious and contains the right mix of protein and carbs to help refuel exhausted muscles.
Ready? Recover. Repeat. Chocolate Milk, the official beverage of high school sports, is brought to you by the American Dairy Association Mideast.
And welcome back to the 2022 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships. Joe Stevens along with Jason Henley. An exciting day so far. 4 races down, 4 state champions. Kind of recapping real quick, Coach. In the girls, Irene Riggs won the first race of the day. Just a dominant performance. Dominant indeed. She definitely just ran away with that state championship for her second straight, and will head to Stanford as a 2-time state cross-country champion for West Virginia. Actually, 3 times. That's right. She got the trifecta today. And then in the boys competition, a first-time winner for Hurricane High School in the boys competition. Ty Stewart's the sophomore from Hurricane, capturing that win, and he just looked ahead and didn't look back. No, he just took that lead early, and not only a first-time winner for himself, but a first-time state champion for his boys program at Hurricane High School. And then in the girls single A, just wrapped up about not too long ago, Alyssa Sorrow, a 10th grader from Williamstown, winning her first state cross-country championship in an impressive way. She had a plan going in. At the mile mark, she said, here I go. Yeah, and she's coming back from injury, mid-season injury that kept her out for about 6 weeks. And so first race since September the 17th. So come back in pretty dominating form. And now in the boys single way, we just spoke with that winner, and that was Aiden Scott of Wheeling Central. Back-to-back wins in the state competition. 2 different courses. Last year, muddy and wet. This year, dry and fast. He didn't care. He just wanted to run. No, Aiden said, I just like to race. And, you know, when you've got a kid that likes to race, it can make all the difference. He went out there today and executed a plan that he had in his mind, had built some strength this season through his training, and was able to move away from the pack midway through the race and just created a big gap for his second straight state championship. Some great competition today at the 2022 West Virginia State Cross Country Championships. Like we've said, we've gone through the AAA competition, the single A competition. Coming up at 3 o'clock will be the start of the AA girls competition. We'll be back with you at 2:45. For right now, we're going to take a break. For Jason Henley, I'm Joe Stevens. We'll see you in a little while. Enjoy yourself.